Hi, welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. I have some new information. Now, for those of you who are new, my name is Jem. And if you have seen my videos on Daniel Nemes, the plot thickens. I thought I was done with this story, but I have found more information about the art itself. Now, there is a well-established digital art community that creates surreal, mirrored, pareidolia-based imagery. These works evoke the feeling of seeing faces where none exist, and it's similar in psychology to the Rorschach ink blot test. And there are common platforms: Pinterest, surreal mirrored figures, which was circulated widely, deviant art, experimental abstraction, and occult-inspired composition, and Tumblr, dark, surreal mood aesthetics from 2010 to 2019 era. So, if you go to Pinterest, remember I discovered Daniel Nemes, also under the name of Worrywart? Well, under Pinterest, there is another artist who does similar work, and he's known as Monster Man 73. So this is Daniel Nemes' work. So where the myth began, a creator known as Daniel Nemes began presenting this style not as art, but as evidence. He claimed it proved interdimensional beings and a secret scientific method. This shifted context. Art plus mystery plus claim of science equals myth. Once framed as suppressed knowledge, the images becomes proof to believers. So this is from Instagram, a picture of Daniel, if you remember from my other PowerPoints. And this is his real name, Nemes Design, and I got this from Instagram. And another picture. You can see that Daniel is obviously very interested in the occult, but read one of the comments there. It says, explain the method of your images or what you photographed. And we'll get to another Instagram post. So you can see already Daniel takes his imagery from his belief in the occult. So this is actually Monster Man 73 on Pinterest. You can see he's a completely different man to Daniel. So why the story spread? Story with these themes spread rapidly. He was a lonely, this is Daniel, lonely, misunderstood inventor. Hidden worlds and unseen beings. Suppressed truth narrative. These themes attract curiosity and emotional belief. So this is one of Daniel's so-called interdimensional beings. And could Daniel have been part of the art scene that was going on? Very possibly. The visual methods match the digital surreal community. No evidence of lab equipment, scientific research, or patents. Strong evidence of artistic layering, mirroring, and texture manipulation. This suggests artistic experimentation reframed as scientific discovery. So this is Worrywart on Pinterest, alias Daniel Nemes, and this is Interdimensional Being 48. So I found a new person on Instagram, and their style is identical. They have mirrored faces, same standard blended features, textures, pareidolia, and this person, whose name is Bradley, actually got in touch with Daniel and said, if you're doing the same sort of work as me, why haven't you contacted me? And this is Bradley Benner on Instagram, who goes under the name of, you can see it at the above, OMC underscore yes underscore we underscore C. So this is one of Bradley's pictures. Can you see the relationship with Daniel's? Looks very similar, doesn't it? Bradley Benner, the one I found on Instagram, actually has a playlist, and the playlist is actually of the art that he has done. So Bradley's videos appear to be digital pareidolia art. He uses mirror texture layering, and they're often shown as spiritual forms or faces within reality. But unlike Daniel, he doesn't claim that he's invented something like energy vision or the fact that he's a scientist or that government's suppressing him. Bradley represents normal version of an artist. So this is more of Bradley's work. So you can see underneath the art Bradley's face. So can you see how the being gets to be formed? Here is more of Bradley's work. It's very similar to that of Daniel's. So my research shows that on different platforms there is Monster Man 73, who is not Daniel Nemes, and also on Pinterest there's Daniel Nemes 1 and Daniel Nemes 77, and Worrywart. Also, Worrywart is an alias for Daniel Nemes. Then I found Bradley on Instagram. Daniel Nemes is also on Instagram. But remember, his real name, which also could be an alias, is Nemzadaan Dizan, and you can find that on Facebook. So why does this matter? It matters because art is meaningful, powerful, and mysterious. But generating art as science creates confusion. People deserve wonder and truth. Artists deserve recognition, not misattribution. So this is another one of Daniel's so-called interdimensional beings. Closing statement. The images of these artists are real, but they are art. The mystery comes from the imagination we bring to them. When art is framed as evidence, wonder becomes confusion. We deserve wonder that inspires, not misleading. And here I'm just going to show you pictures that I have generated of, if you want, interdimensional beings, that they're very basic. Now, Daniel would have taken something like this and just mirrored and textured layer upon layer. Here's another one of a being generated. These were shown in my PowerPoint of Rorschach ink blots. Another one. So you can see it's all pareidolia, but it's art. Another one. And if you look at the top, you can think this is a monster with glowing eyes or a demon. Here is a new image you haven't seen. So this image would be in the way that all these artists make their art, whether it's Bradley, whether it's Monster Man, or whether it's Daniel. This is how they make their art. So these are Rorschach images, and it's all pareidolia, so it's art. Here is another new image that you haven't seen before, and you can see it's like Rorschach, that you could think this was a monster with jagged teeth. Another colorful one created by Microsoft Design. Another one created also by Microsoft Design. I just wanted to show you these images, how easy it is to fool people. So what they do is they take an image like this and they just layer it. ChatGPT's effort. Another one by Microsoft Designer. So this would be just, texture, would be more texture on top of it, layered and given smoky images to represent an interdimensional being. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. So I just want to let you know that there are a group of several artists, ranging from Daniel Nemes, whose real name is Nemeson Design, and he mysteriously has not posted anything since 2024, maybe allegedly because his claims of being working for CERN is wrong, false. He is not part of the Madrid astronomy group either. He is not a Colombian scientist. He's an artist, just like Bradley Benner. And Bradley, as I said, on Instagram, reached out to Daniel and said, "You obviously do." This is my words, but he's basically said, "You obviously do the same type of work as I do. Why don't you contact me?" So on Pinterest, you can find Daniel under Daniel Nemes 1, Daniel Nemes 77, or Worrywart. And then there's a completely different person called Monsterman 73. I couldn't find any more information on that man. And then on Instagram, there's Bradley. All right, take care of each other and yourselves. Love, light, and blessings. And I won't upload tomorrow. This is an extra bonus video. I'm going to have a cancer removed of my ankle. The second time, same place. It's not the old cancer returning, it's a new cancer. All right, goodbye.